My wife and I experienced a record-breaking statewide power outage caused by a record-breaking very cold winter storm in Texas, February 2021. Although we were prepared for the power outage, I think we would have been in better shape if we had some type of portable propane heater. So eventually I bought a Mr. Heater Portable Buddy. You can see a review on it here if you would like. After running that heater for a while, I noticed a propane smell, so I called Mr. Heater and they said a little of the smell is normal. Now, although most people don't have a problem with the smell, there are those that do, including myself and my wife. For me, I have bad allergies and mild asthma, and so it makes it very difficult to breathe. It irritates my lungs. For my wife, she wasn't bothered by it at first. But about a week ago, I wanted to give it one last chance because I like the idea of Mr. Heater. So I put it in the bedroom and heated the room up. She walked in and couldn't stand the smell. So we decided to go ahead and try to find a heater that wouldn't have that type of propane smell when using it. And I found one. I found this Olympian Wave 8 catalytic propane heater. 8 stands for 8,000 BTUs. They make a 6,000 and a 3,000 BTU heater as well. Other than the initial startup, my wife and I don't smell any propane whatsoever while running this heater. So I was excited about sharing this with you because I know some others out there also have a difficult time with the smell from some open flame type of propane heaters. This uses a flameless catalytic combustion process which is nearly 100% efficient, 96 to 100%. They use a catalytic heating element that has platinum embedded in it. So when you mix propane and oxygen and ignite it, it creates this radiant heat. A chemical reaction happens that creates this radiant heat without an open flame, which in my opinion makes it a safer heater. Also, it runs cooler than most open flame type of heaters. I think it's like 750 degrees Fahrenheit, yet it will heat 290 square feet. Now, as far as I can tell, most people who buy this heater buy them for their RVs. I don't think people buy these for emergency heat type of thing because it wouldn't be used frequently and they can't justify maybe the cost because it is expensive. It's a catalytic heater, a lot more expensive than the Mr. Heater. Now, if you want this to be portable, Camco does offer a leg stand set sold separately as well as other accessories. Regarding the stand set, be sure to tighten the screws well enough without breaking anything, of course, because the first time we installed the stand set, they came loose within a few days of moving it around. Also, you need to keep the heater covered or boxed up when not in use because the dust will damage the catalytic heating element. So we bought a cover for ours. You'll also need a Camco low pressure regulator hose and of course a propane tank. Because this heater uses low pressure, it uses less propane, about a third pound per hour. And I calculate that out to be about 60 hours on high with the 20-pound tank. You also might want to use a Camco 90-degree connector elbow with a 360-degree swivel to direct the low-pressure hose. When I first bought our Olympian Wave 8 heater, I made a recording showing me testing it for propane leaks and running it for the first time. Here's what happened. This is our new Olympian Wave 8 catalytic safety heater. We bought this because we wanted to be better prepared for the next winter power outage, and also because I heard someplace that this particular heater will not produce that propane smell while using it as our Mr. Heater did. I'll be checking it for gas leaks with my combustible gas detector, and then we'll be starting it for the first time. We'll run it for the next several weeks and then finish up this review then. Okay, it's time to check for gas leaks. I'm going to be using my combustible gas detector. Everything is connected and tight, and we haven't started it yet. I opened the gas valve on the propane tank. That's the first place I want to check. That looks good. Now, right here. No leaks. Now I'm going underneath here because there are gas lines underneath. That looks good. Okay, we're ready to start it up. Okay, it's time to start this up for the first time. I've got the gas turned on and the control knob is turned to start off position. My wife is going to press the control knob for 5 seconds because there's gas in the line already, or if there's no gas, you press it for 10. Then she's going to press the spark button and ignite the flame spreader. Okay, it's lit. She can't see it. I have to tell her because she's behind it. And she's going to hold that down for 45 seconds. What's going on here is the flame spreader is heating up the thermal couple, and they call it the integral safety shutoff valve. This in turn will open up the gas valve. Then you'll have the catalytic combustion process. If something were to happen to this where it would just stop working, like a lack of oxygen or something, then it would cool down, and then the thermal couple would cool down, or the integral safety shutoff valve, and that in turn would shut off the propane flow. How much more time?
3, 2, 1.
Okay, she's going to let off a little ways and turn it on to high for 10 minutes. All the way down. And that's it. We're going to leave it on for 10 minutes. And you'll notice the flame spreader turned off. No more open flame, but I feel heat. Okay, so it's been running for 10 minutes. Wanted to check the surface temperature. They said it should be around 750. It's 780, which is much cooler than a typical open flame type of heater. This heater is also very well built. It seems it's 20 pounds, which is about double what Mr. Heater Portable Buddy weighs. Here's what the radiant heat looks like. I brought the heater into the house to give it a try. So before starting it up, I checked it for leaks, and sure enough, it was leaking at the elbow. I think I bumped the hose when I moved it, and it loosened up the connection. It demonstrates the importance of checking for leaks. The manufacturer says to apply soap and water and look for bubbles. I decided to remove that elbow and run the hose directly into the heater. It seems safer that way. Be sure you read the manual cover to cover, all of it, so you understand how the manufacturer wants you to use this heater. If you don't follow the directions, it could be deadly. So some of the things that I do, I make sure I have enough ventilation. This needs ventilation. And the manufacturer has a suggested amount of ventilation to use. Also, I use a battery-operated carbon monoxide detector, and I use it near it, not too close to burn up, but near it. And I also use a carbon monoxide detector combination explosive gas detector that plugs in near where we sit. And I have a combustible gas detector that I use before I start it up to make sure there are no leaks. Soap and water. It's very hot, so once you start this up, don't try to move it. You're going to burn yourself. Keep animals away, kids away. Just read the manual to be sure you know what you're doing. Now, people have asked me, so what's the best heater for a power outage in sub-zero temperature weather? If I could handle the smell from a Mr. Heater Portable Buddy like I had, I wouldn't buy either one of these, a Portable Buddy or this heater. I would buy a Mr. Heater Big Buddy, because it not only has the two settings that my Portable Buddy had, it has a setting for 18,000 BTU. It will heat up 450 square feet, which would mean that I can heat up my kitchen and my living room, and then when it warms up enough, set it to low and run it for 220 hours on two 20-pound propane tanks. And at that point, if it's sub-zero temperatures for several days, it gets colder and colder, it might not be able to handle it. I think an 18,000 BTU propane heater could heat my bedroom. So to me, that's the best heater to buy. But for me, it's going to be this one. So I hope I've helped you out a little bit. If you like the video, maybe subscribe, share it, and like it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.